So that concludes our 7th Transpacific Entrepreneurial Conference. And we thank you all for participating and hope you got a lot out of the various sessions and found it informative for your business, family office, or even on a personal level. I know that I did as a founder and business owner. So my name is Rosemary and I'm the co-founder of SystematicEdge, an investment solutions firm here in Hong Kong. You might have also seen me as the moderator of the final session in our conference. And I've also been a member of CanCham Hong Kong for many years, and I'm an officer of the executive committee. So for those of you who aren't yet members, we hope that you can join us very soon. Now, with all of my involvement in the CanCham Hong Kong, I know that one of the CanCham Hong Kong's key ambitions for 2021 is to be even more relevant to its members. And this conference, I believe, was case in point for those ambitions. Now, with relevance in mind, I wanted to share with you some of my key takeaways that I felt were relevant for me or my business from this conference. And I'd love to hear yours in our upcoming networking session. So I had 5 key takeaways, so bear with me. So my first key takeaway was the extent of the incentives and programs that can help an entrepreneur succeed when expanding into Canada. This is especially relevant as companies are looking to diversify their geographic footprint. So thanks to Jeff and Arthur for all of those insights. My second key takeaway was how helpful the Canadian associations and organizations can be in helping to facilitate a footprint for companies in the region and give context on the current business environment, which I've seen, of course, firsthand from my own involvement with the Canadian Connected Associations, including, of course, CanCham, the Hong Kong CBA, and the CCBC. So thank you, Sophia, for moderating that session. Of course, my third key takeaway was how Hong Kong remains an important springboard for business in the region. This is certainly a good reminder for our friends in Canada and indeed us all. And my fourth key takeaway was the helpful context from Casey, Terrence, and Joseph Fung's session on accessing capital and what makes a compelling startup pitch. Both very important topics for our startup and entrepreneur communities. And my fifth and final takeaway came from my own panel, where I had Jonathan Zeman, Han Lam, and Sophia Chung share with us their experiences, and we saw firsthand how resilient and innovative the business community has been despite the COVID crisis. So that wraps up my key takeaways. So again, I'd love to hear yours in our upcoming networking session. But on a final note, on behalf of the Canadian Chamber of Commerce in Hong Kong and the Hong Kong Canada Business Association, I'd like to thank the wonderful panelists and moderators who spent so much time in preparation to ensure that the content of each session was as interesting as they were. I'd also like to thank the sponsors, the Consulate General of Canada, Macau, the Hong Kong Economic Trade Office in Toronto, Invest Hong Kong, Macmillan, and finally the Long Kwai Fund Group for all of their support of this conference. Without all of our sponsors, this conference could not have happened. We'd also like to extend a special thank you to Madeline Behan, who's the co-chair of the Entrepreneur and Small Business Committee, for her long-standing commitment and dedication to this conference. So without her, this event could not have happened and certainly couldn't have happened for the 7th time. And finally, we'd like to thank you, the attendees, for participating. We value your comments and questions, so please do send through your feedback during our post-event follow-up. So we look forward to connecting with you beyond this conference, so please do feel free to reach out to panelists and attendees moving forward. So thank you again for your participation and see you in the upcoming networking session. Or otherwise, we'll see you next year.